Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how I eat while I travel, and this is on my keto diet, keto lifestyle situation. So low carb, higher fat. It's always easier to eat at home while you're making your own food, but it's while you travel. It gets a lot harder when you're out and about, thoughtin' and boppin', living your life, trying to eat a certain way. So I'm taking you guys with me on my trip to San Francisco that I went on, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. This is like a very realistic way of how we eat. It's not like I'm trying to make it like extra healthy or anything. I have my moments where I eat super, super healthy and I'm able to eat like really? She's gonna be right there. All right, her butt's gonna be right there. My eating hasn't been the greatest, but I'm not gonna beat myself up about it because that's life. Things just happen where you're not always the most prepared and you can't really set yourself up for the most success, which I didn't. I just want to give you a heads up that this isn't like, oh my God, check out how healthy I'm eating. This is realistic. This is how it goes down sometimes, okay? But what I like to do is I like to prepare all my supplements that I bring with me. Now, I'm gonna let you know I'm on like a shitload of supplements right now. Some of them are for like my keto diet that were recommended to me. And a lot of the other ones that I'm taking are for, I started going to a holistic doctor. I wanted to try that out. I'm gonna try it for like, I don't know, 6 months maybe and just see how things go. It's something different for me. It's like 2 different levels of supplements and then together it's a whole lot more than I've ever taken in my whole life. But for the diet, I take magnesium, potassium. I take an estrogen management that helps to control and lower my estrogen because I have really high levels, and also a probiotic for digestion. So that's stuff that I take for like more keto diet. Turbo, are you okay back there? And then other supplements that I take from my holistic doctor are stuff for my adrenal glands, stress, being able to fall asleep, stuff like that that is totally separate. So what I try to do is I pack all of those ahead of time so that way I have them ready to go. And then I also pack MCT oil powder. I love that powder. It's actually like one of my favorite things that keto has introduced me to. It's basically like a healthy fat to put in your coffee to keep you full. So you'll see that later on in the video, but I bring enough scoops of that with me for both John and I for breakfast every single day. I usually throw that in a Ziploc bag even though it looks a little sus. I also will bring protein powder. I don't really drink protein powder as much as I used to. When I first started keto, I was a lot more dependent on protein powder. It's a plant protein. I really, really like it. I recommend it if you guys are looking for one. It tastes pretty good to me now, but it also doesn't have any like added sugar or anything like that. So I really like that one, the Plant Fusion one, and it comes in the packets that you can bring with you. It's super easy to travel with. You can also pre-pack snacks, individual packets of almond butter. I bought coconut oil one time, travel size ones, but I only like to cook with it, so it doesn't really make sense for me to travel with it anymore. But if you like it in your coffee, they sell travel size ones. I try to bring as much as I can with me to avoid having to buy it elsewhere. It's so weird that she's just standing right behind me the whole time. The next part of traveling, I would say, for me, is the toughest is being in airports, especially if you're just looking to buy snacks. I mean, airports are incredibly ridiculously expensive to buy food in. Like if you go buy like hot food somewhere at a restaurant or something, probably about 99% of the things I would not be getting. How's this lighting? Feels like airport lighting. Is it airport lighting? It's
pretty airport lighting, but it's okay.
There's some nuts you can eat, but a lot of the nuts I notice have like, they're like honey roasted or stuff like that. You don't want to get that. So, raw almonds. I used to eat a lot of cashews, but apparently they're really high in carbs, so I stopped.
You should just double check those anyway while we're at it, though, just in case.
Salted cashews.
9 grams.
9 grams. 3 servings in here, and it's not very many. I would eat that in like 2 seconds. Peanuts are, I don't know, I've heard mixed things about peanuts, that you really shouldn't eat them, so I've stopped eating those too, but they are like a favorite.
What about gummy bears?
No gummy bears.
What about
no
worms?
Like no trail mixes, and like none of these trail mixes really, unless you want to eat some of the stuff out of them, but no dried cranberries.
How about none of this shit, unfortunately?
Oh, definitely. It's crazy if you look at Cliff Bars, they have 20 grams of sugar. And I used to eat this thinking I'd be like better off, you know? These too, these are super frauds. Kind bars. We used to eat so many of these. So I'd go with salted or pistachios. It's pretty much out of this whole airport, and I've been in a lot of airports over the past 3 months. That's pretty much what you're limited to. I feel like a lot of times I just end up eating a lot of burgers without buns when I travel, especially at the airport. I feel like that tends to be the safest option. When I first started keto, I think it was my second week. It was in my vlog before, but I'll show you guys here too. I packed so many snacks to make sure that I was not tempted to eat something outside of my diet. So I have some pistachios, almonds, almond butter, raspberries, blackberries, some sunflower seeds. These are egg cups that I make at home. And then this is some brie and salami. But I just really was like, I wanted to make sure that I was super prepared. Excuse me. Typically, when I eat in an airport, it's 9 out of 10 times. If it's afternoon or later, I'll have a burger without a bun. If it's in the morning, I'll find a breakfast spot that I can get an omelet. I will say the omelets that I've had in various airports are actually not so bad. That's typically what I eat if I have to eat in the airport.
So we're not acting like we're fucking perfect, all right? This is not a perfect vlog. This is a reality, how we actually eat when we're traveling. Right, honey?
It's true.
So she's looking at the room service fucking menu.
I'm hungry.
You were all on the plane like, oh, I'm not going to eat the peanuts because I'm fasting. I'm going to start my fast.
You can't make fun of me or assault me like that, okay? Wait, I just need you guys to know that one of these days, I'm going to have chicken and waffles. It's on my list. Chicken and waffles, pizza and wings, that counts as one, and tacos. You're upset.
That was expensive.
Yeah.
That burns.
Yeah, room services. These are massive prawns and they smell very prawny.
Yeah, they fucking stink.
Yeah. There's the bread that we will not be eating. I was hungry when we ended up getting the hotel, so I picked up the room service menu, which I don't even like to eat room service. It's really expensive and overrated. It's not even that good. I got a Caesar salad with prawns, and it was not good at all. It was very disappointing, totally not worth it, but that's something that I chose to eat that night. I don't do Caesar salads all the time. I'll typically do a vinaigrette dressing in a salad is my favorite way to go. I like more of like a vinegar, acidic type of dressing over a creamy dressing. That's my personal preference. Every once in a while, I'll do like a blue cheese or something more creamy based, but more often than not, I like vinaigrettes, so. All right, guys, here's how we do it.
We're on, bro.
We got the Starbucks. We got Starbucks because the room service was so tragic last night, we didn't even want to order coffee. Was it like the worst thing you ever had in your whole life?
They didn't even try.
Yeah, they didn't even try. All right, here's how we do coffee in the morning while we travel. This is actually our breakfast when we travel. So we have a Starbucks cup, blender bottle, MCT oil powder. I like to do 2 scoops of MCT oil powder because I don't do like the coconut oil.
I just say no, I put cream in your coffee.
You did? Yeah. All right, John also put cream in my coffee. Boom.
Honey.
This is breakfast. So the next day while we were in San Francisco, we had some meetings in the afternoon, and I am totally like a social eater. I like to eat with other people. If there's food around me, I like to be eating. It's just who I am. I didn't have to eat at this meeting. They had a salad there. I had a little bit of the salad. I skipped the fruit because I wasn't even that hungry. Granted, if I wasn't hungry at all, I shouldn't have eaten, but I did. The salad had a lot of stuff in it that was not keto approved. I know there was like carrots and all sorts of stuff in there. I really just ate the leaves for the most part with a little bit of dressing. John found some string cheese. I need to cut back on the cheese. You guys, this past week, I've eaten so much. I'm about to turn into like a mozzarella ball pretty soon here. So going out to lunch, we met up with John's family and we were going out to lunch in the city and we decided to go with seafood. I personally love seafood, so I was all about this decision. When I eat seafood, I like to have a lot of chilled appetizers, so like a crab cocktail. Oysters, I'm still working on liking. I don't really like that much, but I want to like them, so I'm kind of forcing myself. And obviously, you skip the bread basket. I'm so used to having a bread basket in front of me now when I go out to eat that like I don't even see it anymore. I've noticed more often than not, the entree does not come with a veggie. It typically comes with like a starch. So like seafood will come with like risotto or like pasta or potatoes or something like that. So if you get like steak and it comes with potatoes, you know, get steak with a side of broccoli instead. And more often than not, you can do that. So that's what I try and do. And not just salads. I'm like, I need like a bed of asparagus, or I need like broccoli, or I need like spinach, something like that. All right, so this is really low. Here's what happened. We had our lunch today, our seafood, it was great. And then it was dessert time, and everybody that we were with had dessert except for us. We were feeling a little left out. Now, when we're at home and we just don't have dessert, it's not as big of a deal. We do have our moments, but this is what I like to get when I'm craving something. We stopped at Whole Foods on the way out before we headed back to our hotel. We've got the Lily's chocolate chips. Yes, they're open. Lily's is a brand of chocolate that's stevia sweetened. It's 55% cocoa, which I also buy. I picked one up here because I can't really find them that easily at home. The extra dark chocolate. This is 70% dark chocolate, stevia sweetened. But I buy the Lily's dark chocolate chips and a bag of roasted and salted macadamia nuts. These two together is incredible. I like to mix them up in a little Ziploc bag. Definitely more macadamia nuts than chocolate chips. The sweetness of the chocolate chips and then the savory saltiness of the macadamia nuts. And macadamia nuts are incredible. They taste so good. John went and had dinner and I stayed in the room doing what I do.
Stewing.
It's Grey's Anatomy, yes. Resting before my meetup tomorrow. But here is my dinner tonight. This is from Pluto's, one of my favorite places to eat out here in, well, they have them in Northern California. But this is a farmer's green salad with a gorgonzola vinaigrette and some cucumber, tomatoes, and stuff in here. And chicken. Looks delicious. Love their salads. It's a little bit late, but it's okay. The next day I had a meet and greet, so I woke up, had my coffee, and then I didn't eat until we ended up flying out. We ended up being forced to eat at the airport again, which was kind of crazy. Normally that wouldn't be the case, but I got some fajitas at Andale, and it was... I think this was a fail for me.
You failed.
I think this was a fail.
Do you want like a cold hot dog?
Kind of. Yeah.
Cold hot dog?
This is not a good idea. I couldn't even eat it. It was not good. I was very disappointed with it. I was like, one of those things where you just like... You know what? I just can't. So I was pretty hungry by the time we got back home that night. So we ended up going to In-N-Out and getting some protein-style burgers. And protein-style is basically just no bun. It's wrapped in lettuce. I get cheeseburger with light onions, add pickle, protein-style. Sometimes I get mustard instead of the spread. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I add it. You never know. By the time I get back home, I'm like, don't add me. Don't talk to me. Just give me my burger. Let me go to sleep and let me start over tomorrow. And then we kind of went into this week, which was like a rough eating week for me. But we're back. I feel like our air conditioner's back on. They're finally done painting in the other room. I felt like that took an eternity. The stuff's not even installed yet, so I'm not even back in that room yet. I'm gonna focus a little bit more on what I'm eating and how I'm eating. This past week was crazy, so I'm not judging myself over it, but I'm ready to get back into it. I think I'm gonna film like what I eat in a day. But this was how I eat when I travel, like a little bit of a nutshell of how I eat when I travel. This is local. If you guys really like this video, let me know. Just, it's kind of a little snippet of a shorter trip on how I eat. That is how I eat when I travel. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys have any suggestions of what you guys eat when you travel or snacks that you love to keep on you, let me know. Write them down in the comments because I would love to see more snacks. I feel like right now I'm really heavy on the macadamia nuts and chocolate chips, and I'm going like a little overboard with Lily's chocolate and cheese right now I'm having a moment. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Flight. So now Anyway, Turbo, can you get out? Turbo, seriously, Turbo. Shh, shh, shh. Turbo, come here. Okay. She's like staring so hard. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why is my forehead so shiny? Turbo, excuse me. Ma'am.
You ever start recording and it's on you and you're like, wow, what's going on in my life?
What did I do to deserve this?
I think my phone has like a 90s